Before I begin this presentation, I'd like to pay respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend my respect to the traditional custodians of the land that I'm presenting on today, which is the Gomeroi Nation, and further that acknowledgement to where you're watching this presentation, which is the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal Nation, and also acknowledge and pay respects to all ancestral and metaphysical connections that everyone brings today. So today I am going to be going over my internship with the Special Collections team around the Decolonising collections exhibition. So I'll be discussing what my project was, what my role was, and finally looking at what the exhibition was about. So the project description, when I first looked at it, it was super interesting. I thought it was going to be like an awesome experience. So my internship basically focused on curating an exhibition of Indigenous items from these special collections. This is my first project ever doing something like this. So being able to put together the Awabakal exhibition alongside the special collections team was a great experience. And I'd like to thank them for being such a supportive and welcoming team. So it really encompassed a variety of approaches being undertaken to make the resources more findable and accessible for Aboriginal people to enable reclaiming and access of culture and ownership of knowledge within the archives. So my role involved participating in various aspects of the special collections, such as being able to use equipment to digitize material, going through rare book collections and materials to see what we should put in the exhibition, learning about the material and how I can interpret them and then present them throughout the exhibition, and also how I can represent these materials appropriately in the exhibition. However, my role in developing the exhibition was to encourage Aboriginal students' engagement with the archives. Before this, I had absolutely no experience with the archives. So having that support from the special collections team, as well as knowing that there was support from an Aboriginal library officer, was really encouraging throughout the whole process. The exhibition was curated not to only show what the archives have, but also to develop interest and introduce Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students to the collections, how they can use them for personal interest or for their degree. The archives can be really intimidating for Indigenous people. So by curating this exhibition, we really hope to encourage any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander students to engage in the content and provide stepping stones into reclaiming the archival material. Throughout my role also, I developed some really cool skills. I was able to develop some Photoshop skills, digitize material, and obviously how to curate an exhibition. So finally, just having a look at what the Awabakal exhibition was about. There was a lot of goals and aims to kind of present throughout the exhibition. It was a really big task to take on through a really small time frame, but I think we did a really awesome job. So the goal of this exhibition was to not only encourage Indigenous voices throughout colonial perspectives on Aboriginal cultural material, but to also engage audiences in how they can interact with and use the archival materials. This exhibition encouraged individual interaction and voice rather than a collective voice through the use of right of reply and the dots that are provided down in the exhibition. This basically meant that people were able to voice their thoughts and opinions on the material rather than being lumped together as one unified voice and opinion. This project was to really encourage Aboriginal discourse in particular around the archival material that were made on Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples instead of with us. So including that right of reply aspect and having different coloured dots for Indigenous and non-Indigenous voices really encouraged that discourse. But however, the perspectives was, to really uplift and maintain Indigenous voice. This exhibition was really also to seek and to apply Indigenous perspectives and knowledges to the collections items on display throughout the exhibition. Privileging Indigenous interpretation enables a reclaiming, which was kind of the goal of the project, of culture and ownership of the knowledge. This is essential to cultural identity and contributes to cultural and spiritual well-being, and also really important self-determination. Applying Indigenous knowledges and perspectives allows for opportunity of cultural understanding for the broader audiences and provides a platform for equitable interpretation of the collections we hold. So we weren't trying to mute or take away any voices. We really wanted to encourage that discourse. This exhibition emphasizes that interpretations is an evolving process, which must involve multiple perspectives and a weaving together of other ideas. So really encourage you guys to go and check it out if you haven't seen it yet. It's a really awesome exhibition that encourages a lot of thinking and kind of listening also. So finally, thank you. Once again, I'd just like to thank the Special Collections team, especially my supervisor, Katie, for providing support and encouragement throughout the whole process for this exhibition. It was really daunting at first, but having that support from the team was really great. Once again, I really encourage, if you haven't been down there, to go and check out the exhibition. It was a really awesome project to do. I absolutely loved the process of it. And yeah, thank you for listening.
So, well done. Yeah, great comment from